Welcome friends to this chapter number 7, where we are going to talk about electronic media. In this chapter, we have 5 learning objectives. 1. Electronic media for business communication. 2. Email in business communication. 3. Instant messaging in the workplace. 4. Web content and information architecture. And 5. 3-step podcasting process. So, let's understand the first thing which we have, that is electronic media for business communication. Electronic media for business communication. What are the methods to communicate electronically? One by one. The first is social networks. We understand what are the social networks. We know about them. Then the second is instant messaging. We have talked about it enough. The third one is texting. Everybody is engrossed in it. The fourth one is web content. How are we in a position to design this website and what is the importance of web content? We'll be talking about it. And then podcasting, the webcast which is being prepared for mobile devices. And then emails. In chapter number 4, we have understood the etiquettes for email also. Then information and media, what kind of information we may provide on the media, wikis, blogs and microblogs, and finally online videos. We have such kind of things. So, we have multiple options to communicate with others electronically. We can communicate electronically with others in so many ways. When this electronic communication will not work. So, there are certain circumstances when printed document will be preferred. One by one. When this printed document will be preferred? When you want to make a formal impression. It doesn't mean that the email or electronic messaging is not a formal or highly informal. It is having legal sanctity. It is also being treated as a formal. But now you want to make a traditional formal impression. So go for a printed document. Everybody is sending electronic message. Everybody is communicating electronically. And now you want to stand out. So, to get attention, you may send a printed document. Then, you may also send this, or rather, you not may, but you have to send this printed document. If it is legal requirement, you don't have any option but to send this printed document. And finally, because you want to make it a permanent record, permanent printed record, so go for the printed document instead of the digital document. Friends, how to compose? Compositional modes for electronic media. So, we have 9 compositional modes for electronic media, and Bobby himself is available to explain the compositional modes for electronic media. I am just reading out all the 9 and then Bobby will be explaining this to all of us. The first is conversational aspect. I hope you are in a position to recollect this. Then the second one is comments and critics. We have not discussed thus far. So Bobby will tell. Then the third one is orientation and guidance. And the fourth one is summary functions. Fifth is reference material. The sixth is narration and storytelling. Seventh is teaser messages. Eighth is updates and announcements. And the ninth one is tutorial and advice. So let's watch Bobby and understand more from him.
Our conversations, comments and critiques, orientations, summaries, reference materials, narratives, teasers, status updates and announcements, and tutorials. Instant messaging is a great example of a written medium that mimics spoken conversation. The ability to think, compose, and type relatively quickly is important to maintaining the flow of an electronic conversation. One of the most powerful aspects of social media is the opportunity for interested parties to express opinions and provide feedback, whether it's leaving comments on a blog post or reviewing products on an e-commerce site. Sharing helpful tips and insightful commentary is also a great way to build a personal brand. To be an effective commenter, teach students to focus on short chunks of information for the broad spectrum of other sites visitors will find helpful. With vast amounts of information presented in so many different formats, the Internet can be an extremely confusing place, even for knowledgeable professionals. The ability to help people find their way through an unfamiliar system or subject is a valuable writing skill and a talent that readers greatly appreciate. Unlike summaries, orientations don't give away the key points in the collection of information, but rather tell readers where to find those points. Writing effective orientations can be a delicate balancing act because you need to know the material well enough to guide others through it, while others being able to step back and view it for the inexperienced perspective of a newbie. We teach students that summaries can serve several purposes. At the beginning of an article or web page, it serves as a miniature version of the document. In other instances, the upfront summary helps a reader decide whether to invest the time needed to read the full document. At the end of an article or web page, a summary functions as a review. One of the greatest benefits of the Internet is the access it can provide to vast quantities of reference materials, numerical or textual information that people typically don't read in a linear sentence, but rather search for and find particular data points, trends, and other specific elements. One of the challenges of writing reference material is you can't always know how readers will want to access it. Making the information accessible by way of search engine is an important step. However, readers don't always know which search terms will yield the best results, so we teach students to include an orientation and organize the material in logical ways with clear headings that promote skimming. The storytelling techniques we cover can be effective in a wide variety of situations, from company histories to product reviews and demonstrations. We teach students that narratives work best when they have an intriguing beginning that piques the reader's curiosity. The middle section moves quickly through the challenge that an individual or company faced and inspire an instructive ending that gives readers information they can apply in their own lives and jobs. Teasers intentionally withhold key pieces of information on a way to pull readers or listeners into a story or other document. Teasers are widely used in marketing and sales messages, such as a bit of copy on the outside of an envelope that promises important information on the inside. In electronic media, the spatial limitations and URL leading capabilities of Twitter and other microblogging systems make them a natural tool for the teaser approach. While they certainly can be effective, teasers need to be used sparsely and with respect for readers' time and intelligence. We teach students that the payoff the information teaser links to should be valuable and legitimate, and that they'll quickly lose credibility if readers think they're being tricked to clicking through the information they don't really want. If a person uses social media frequently, much of their writing will involve status updates and announcements. We tell students that being mindful of the criticism frequently leveled at personal uses of social media will help them be a more effective business user of these media. Mainly, don't post trivial information that only they are likely to find interesting. Post only those updates that readers will find useful and include only the information they need. Given the community nature of social media, the purpose of many messages is to share how-to advice. One of the biggest challenges with tutorials is gauging the level of understanding the target readers have about the subject so that their writing can be at the appropriate level. Are the readers beginners, experts, or somewhere in between? In addition, the writer needs to make the assumptions clear so readers can tell if the information is right for them. A good place to do this is in the titles, using phrases such as getting started with or advanced techniques for to alert readers about the level of such tutorial. Whatever level of information is provided, the advice needs to be clear, complete, and logically organized. Prepare your students to write for social media.
After listening to this insightful lecture by Ravi, let's understand how can we optimize content for mobile devices. We have already talked a lot about mobile devices, and the way in which we should create a content for mobile devices. This time we are going to know more about optimizing content for mobile devices. The first one is location-based service. We know that we are in a position to ascertain the location of any mobile, and now on the basis of location, specific messages and contents may be broadcasted for the person who is visiting in that area. This is also known as local commerce or LC. Mobile commerce, MC, or MECom. In the same manner, local e-commerce is LECom. Then the second one is gamification. What can you do? You can create a content for mobile devices in the form of a game. With the help of this game, you will be educating your customers and you will be sharing a lot of information about your products or services with the consumers. And the third one is augmented reality. What is this augmented reality? Because mobile can be located, we have already understood this location part of it. So, what is available nearby, which you are not in a position to see at the moment? A mall is nearby, maybe within a radius of 1 kilometer. There is a gasoline station within a radius of half kilometer. You have an ATM or maybe a hospital. So, a content may be created on the mobile, for the mobile, so that you may see them. This is something known as augmented reality. Then we have another thing related to mobile devices is wearable technologies. Now you have experienced or you must have seen or heard about iWatch. So this watch is connected with your mobile device and then it is wearable. You can use this watch in almost every manner, the way you used to handle or utilize your mobile phone. Then mobile blogging and podcasting. You are creating blogs for the mobile device or podcast I have just shared with you. And finally, friends, we have cloud-based services. In this block, I'm sorry, it's not appear, it's not visible, so let me write. It is cloud-based services. Okay, so it's cloud-based services. Cloud-based services means what? Where you are in a position to use hybrid clouds to make that content available, which is most appropriate for the user of this mobile device on the basis of, again, location. So that's all about this section number 1 of chapter 7.